All right, and we are back. And today we are reading the second great showdown between the sensational She-Hulk and the wonderful Xemnu. We can see him in the background here now. Yesterday we read the one where it was issue 6 and 7, and now we are all the way at the end of the John Byrne She-Hulk run, issue number 42. Not a bad day's work, huh, Wheezy? We defeated Sprag and his hill people. Nothing's gonna bother us now. And then suddenly, Jen, it's Xemnu. It's ridiculous, I know. Stanley presents the sensational She-Hulk. Let's see. Number 42, Act 1, Scene 1. Wheezy! Yeah, this is pretty good. This is all the way at the end. She has like a whole run behind her. So there are like several issues full of character development that we're not really privy to. But that's fine. We don't really need that. We're here for Xemnu is what we're here for. Wheezy, is there something wrong? We were right in the middle of a big dramatic scene. I do not care. Look, Wheeze, whatever this is, maybe we could work it out later. Comic books aren't like movies, you know? We can't just take a coffee break while we wait for you. But why not? We can do anything else in this silly book. Why don't you just ask Mr. Sparty Pants, you know it all burned, to write you a coffee break? He's free to write anything else he pleases, apparently. Sound of a light bulb going over my head. Are you ticked off at Byrne? Yes, I'm ticked off at Byrne. Mr. I can play God and there's no one to stop me. I don't suppose you'd care to give me some hint as to what he's done. A hint? You want a hint? All right, I'll give you a hint. Look at me. Yeah, I don't see. Oh, for Pete's sake, Jennifer, I'm fat. I am a fatty. She's mad because she's fat. Yeah, so I'm still not getting it, Wheeze. You're not getting it? Do you know why I'm fat, Jennifer? Do you know why I'm fat? No, I don't. I really would like to know. In fact, here, let me throw these on. A couple of issues back, you said it was because you've always had a bit of a weight problem. Sure, but who was it that made me say that? Who put those words and all that food in my mouth? It was Byrne. God damn it, John Byrne. You know what, now that I think about it, when I overeat, yeah, John Byrne did that to me too. But why would Byrne want to make you fat? He must have a good reason. His idea of a good reason, maybe. He rejuvenated both me and Spitfire over in Namor, then he got it in his furry head. Is he a furry? That it might make for a good character sequence if one of us had to deal with gaining weight. You know Byrne, he thinks he's a great writer of inner characterization. But then he decided he wasn't going to be drawing Submariner's book anymore. And this new kid they got, Jay Lee, oh my god, really? Does such hot babes that Byrne couldn't bring himself to ask him to make Spitfire fat, so he did it to you. Yeah, he made you fat. Well, geez, Wheeze, that's really cruddy, but it still leaves us in the middle of a story, and I need your help to defeat Sprag and his stone clones. What? I know. And I'm sorry to hang up on you like this, Jennifer, but there's a point of principle at stake here. Besides, if we let him get away with this, who knows what Byrne might do to you. Oh, suddenly she's concerned. You're right. You're not that fat. Yeah, she's pretty fat. She's pretty hefty. He does seem to have this thing about drawing hugely fat people. Pink Pearl, Big Bertha, even the Skrull Queen in Fantastic Four Annual I was in. And it's always women. Okay, Wheezy, you stand your ground on this one. I'll do the best I can to handle Sprag on my own. Thank you, Jen. This is my chance to strike an important blow for comic characters everywhere. Fair enough, but now I've got to get back to the story. Yes, please. I'm getting bored of this fat stuff. Oh, right. Floating in the deepest, darkest space, with my oxygen pill about to run out. And Sprag and his stone clones bearing down like runaway express trains. From the way I feel, I guess I've must about 3 minutes left before the effects of my oxygen pill wear off. Hardly enough to save the day, but at least I can demolish as many of these rocks as... Oh no! There's something I hadn't counted on! Sprague's using his ability to place a portion of his intellect into any kind of rock to animate all the fragments. Who? What? I probably should have looked up what the hell was going on before I opened this thing up. I didn't read this one like I read the other one. By smashing up the bigger chunks, all I've done is increase the number of clones. Now everything, down to the size of a grain of space dust, has become an extension of Sprague. Oh look, they've all got faces on them. That's kind of horrific. Should probably just leave, She-Hulk. Maybe this fight is too much for you. There is no way I can defeat so many. Of course not, foolish flesh. Twice before the great Sprague has undone by human treachery, but never again. Prepare to die, Hulk of She. My stone clones, as you call them, will now cover and encase your disgusting soft form. Jesus Christ. How sensual. Look at that. And you will spend the rest of eternity as a barren, lifeless asteroid drifting through the boundless depths of space. Jesus Christ. That's horrific. Except not, because look at... Oh, not so fast there, Big Ugly. Oh, look at that. Is this a double? It is a double. Oh my god. That's US1. We remember him from the last story. Only in this instance, it's like 2 or 3 years later. But he's finally back. Speaking of which, I found his comics. I'm gonna read some. We're gonna read some on the channel. I don't know when, because I've got a big old long list I gotta get through. But we will read some of these books, some of the US1 books, and we'll see. We'll see if you guys like that stuff. Okay, US, swing around for another pass while I go operate the grabber. What is it? It doesn't seem like Sprague is gonna give us a lot of time on this. Jesus. Oh, that's weird. You could like kind of see the faces in the rocks, but kind of not. Maybe I'm imagining things. All right, steady as she goes. And then there's She-Hulk. Got her with what? Take it easy now, She-Hulk. You're among friends. But I told you and US to keep out of danger. Yes, you did that, ma'am. But when our long-range scanner showed the predicament you gotten into, we figured we'd best play hero and come to your rescue. Especially since you wouldn't be in this mess if Al hadn't used the remote control of your flying car to bring you out here to help us. Huh. That must be the thing that we missed in the last issue. Yeah, I was wondering when we were gonna get around to the recap of the last issue. Yeah, okay, thank you. God, I love Jennifer Walters. Jennifer Walters has her tongue lodged so far into her cheek it's splitting out the side of her head, I swear. But that still leaves us with the problem of defeating Sprague. US, have you got any more steel mesh in this truck? Steel mesh? Well, we got this cargo netting. Is that what you had in mind? Yes, perfect. Now, here's the plan. Is she like, does she have black lips? Because sometimes they're like black, but they're like dark green. It's green. It's gotta be green. Well, boys, are we set? What did she have inside the television show? It was green, wasn't it? We sure are, little. Say, what happened to you? Well, I just thought I'd take a moment to change while you were setting up. After all, why should Wheezy be the only one looking like a junior space cadet? Oh, jeez. Junior space cadets don't have giant cleavage windows. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate it. It's just like, that's incorrect. Speaking of Miss Mason, don't ask, because she's fat. She doesn't want to be here because she's currently busy being fat. Now, did you get the magnetic grapples set up like I suggested? Yep. But you know they won't cling to Sprague seeing as he's made of stone. That's true. That's a good point. I know. But if this notion of mine works, they won't have to. I'm very curious to see how she's going to pull this off. Now let's get to it. Ah, the foolish flesh. Have you not yet learned your puny weapons are no use against Sprague? That's... Okay, That's our cue, US. The first Sprag to speak has got to be the real Sprag. Now snag him. Oh, he's the big one. Sprag is the big Sprag. Is Sprag like the cousin of Ego the Living Planet or something? It's like Sprag the Living Asteroid. It is working, She-Hulk. The magnetic grapplers are sticking to the metal of the cargo net. Sprag has been cocooned. Now just, I don't know, throw him into the sun or something. Now it only remains to be seen if my guess was correct. I think that's a big 10-4, She-Hulk. The other chunks of rock are drifting. Sprag is no longer in control. Why? Then drop the hook, and we'll tow Sprag back to what's left of the Star Stop. Why? Throw him into the fucking sun. What are you doing? Well, I'll be. That's just plain sensational, She-Hulk. But how in space did you figure this netting would put the kibosh on Sprag? Well, I guess, Papa. You see, when Dr. Bob Robertson told Wheezy and me about his first encounter with Sprag, he said that he'd been protected from Sprag's mental power by his steel helmet. Let's see, Sensational She-Hulk number 31. That was like a year ago. But that helmet only covered the top of his head, so I figured the metal must have produced some kind of electromagnetic field that somehow scrambled Sprag's powers. And being all wrapped up in his steel mesh has had the same effect on Sprag. Oh, why didn't I think of that? Obviously. Now, the only question left facing us, just what do we do with Sprag? That looks like a stripper outfit, doesn't it? It just looks like it's the stars. The stars communicate trampiness. I appreciate it, I'm just saying. Oh, what great rock. It's Big Enelwin. Oh, look at Teddy Bear. Here we go, finally. If there's Enelwin, then he probably brought his teddy bears. Big Enelwin, we didn't know you were at the Star Stop. Oh, sure, why load Annie? Enelwin came by to show Papa and Annie his rock collection. He's got an entire casket full of rocks? Jesus Christ. Yes, it is a rock collection. I thought you collected teddy bears, Enelwin. Yeah, whatever, teddy bears, fuck you. But now Enelwin has a big collection of rocks. Can Enelwin have a great rock for his collection? Oh my god. You just gonna give it to a giant mentally challenged alien man? Sure, yeah. Enelwin, if you don't collect teddy bears anymore, what did you do with all the teddy bears you had? Oh, Enelwin treat them all fair. Enelwin set all bears free? Oh my god, no. Oh, including... Oh. Yes, She-Hulk. The ignominy is ended. Once more, Xemnu the Titan is free. And you and your fellow humans are doomed. Yeah, good, thank God. Jesus Christ. I mean, he was a living teddy bear for a while. They put him through hell. Let's, you know what I mean? Oh, but he's here now. He looks pretty angry. So, next issue, The Vengeance of Xemnu, the battle for the Star Stop, and this time for sure, the fate of Razorback. What's Xemnu with you? All right, let's see. Sensational She-Hulk. Oh, she likes, what do they call them? Lace brassiers, I believe? I don't fucking know. I don't know what the fuck any of this shit is. That's earrings. They look like weights. The earrings look like weights. I wonder if that's on purpose. She likes to accessorize. That's something, right? Okay, I'll admit it. This cover has nothing to do with this month's story, but I've got to do something to sell this book. Giant green boobs. That's what she settled on, I guess. I mean, did it work? No, it didn't work. It didn't even work because the book ended. So I don't know. Lace bra. It didn't work, lady. Sorry. I mean, I'm a fan. I appreciate it, but you know, and I guess not. Battle cry, battle why? Day 1 of our cosmic storyline has brought startling developments for our Emerald heroine. Having only just defeated the hill known as oh my god. The living hill? So he's not even an asteroid? With the help of Ulysses Solomon Archer and the crew and staff of the Starstop, including Papa Wheelie and Wide Low Nanny, she finds herself face to face with a menace she thought long since defeated. Her name is Jennifer Walters. But due to the mutagenic effect of her gamma-irradiated blood, she is known by another name as well. She-Hulk. The Femme-Hulk. The Hulk Feminine. The game is done, Xemnu. I'm bringing you down once and for all.
You have tried that before and failed, Earthling. What can you do now?
Probably the same thing, just punch you, I guess. I'll think of something. I'm tired of cleaning up after your messes, Titan. Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's been fighting against the Hulk family for like 2 decades now. Yeah, I'd be pretty tired of it too.
You should learn to think before you act, She-Hulk.
I agree. She does have like low impulse control. I noticed that just reading these comics. You kind of get that. Ouch! I didn't see that coming. I was braced for one of Xemnu's psychic blasts, but I didn't expect a physical assault.
Coming back for more, She-Hulk? Your courage exceeds.
Hold it, wait, hold it. What's going on here? Oh, hi Renee, what's wrong? Wrong! I go to China for 2 minutes, and when I get back, what do I find? You're drawing in some other artist's style? Well, it's a fromage. Fromage? Fromage is the French word for cheese. You mean homage, and it isn't that either. Now get on with the stick, John. I want this opening redone in your own style, and I mean writing too. And make Xemnu look scary for cripe's sake. Hey, you know what? She's saying what I was thinking. She's saying what we're all thinking. So you know what? Yeah, that's fine. And one more thing. As a penance, you're not to mention your own name for the rest of the book. Got that? Oh man. That's all right. Let's see if he does it. A blood transfusion from her cousin, the Incredible Hulk, transformed petite Jennifer Walters, attorney at law, into an Emerald Amazon. Now she battles for truth, justice, and her client's personal injury. Claims. Stan Lee presents the sensational She-Hulk. Oh man, it's deja vu. Oh man. Look at those guns. See, she's got guns. What's Xemnu with you? I thought I was done with you, Xemnu.
Indeed, you may have, She-Hulk. If you are truly so foolish as to believe Xemnu the Titan would long tolerate the shame of sought to heap upon me. Not enough that you thwarted my desire to make you the bride of Xemnu.
All the way back in issue 7 is when that happened.
After I was defeated by the forces that rallied against me, you gave me to a simple-minded alien called Big Innerwind to keep as a plaything.
Yeah, I remember that. That shit was hilarious. Hey, listen up, Xemnu. That was a lot nicer than what you had in mind for the Starstop folks and me. After all, your whole scheme was to kidnap Mary and US's baby, to use as a starting point to repopulate your planet. Yeah, that is creepy. That is creepy. I never understood, like, because, like, he tries to kidnap, like, hundreds of children, like thousands of them, so that he can use them as slaves on his planet. But what was he going to do with one? How are you going to use one child to repopulate your planet? And the ideas that come to mind are only really gross and disturbing. You only came up with the idea of turning me into a Xemnu after you failed.
True. And I see that now for an act of desperation that it was. For you could never be a suitable mate for me, She-Hulk. Not after giving me to Enelwyn instead of granting me a warrior's death. But there lies the core of your undoing. For even though I was rendered helpless by the psionic dampener you had placed upon me, I came to realize Enelwyn's brain functioned at such a low energy level. That's a way of saying that he has MR. That I was able to make subtle influence despite the damper. Bears, Enelwyn has something to tell you. Oh my god. Xemnu, what did you do to the poor kid? By careful manipulations of Enelwyn's emotions, I brought about a profound change. Enelwyn understand now that I was wrong to keep bears.
bear should be free.
And so the simple-minded fool released all his toy teddy bears, and in the process he set me free.
Jeez. Isn't that just like you, Xemnu? A harmless guy like Enowin with a harmless hobby. And you have to mess with his head rather than take your medicine like a man or whatever you are. But anyway, enough playing catch-up. You're free and you're back. I assume you have some sort of nasty vengeance planned. At least that's what you were spouting at the end of the last issue.
Well, yes, She-Hulk. In my months of ignominious captivity, I have had much time to contemplate, much time to craft the shape of my revenge. And it begins with this.
Kapow! Oh, he gave her the Pacow. Oh my god, he got it with the Kapow. Jesus Christ. That looks like it doesn't hurt at all. Oh, I didn't see that one coming. Okay. I was braced for one of Xemnu's psychic blasts. I didn't expect a physical assault. It's true. Rarely, if ever, does Xemnu just straight punch somebody. Wow, serious deja vu again. When do I get the feeling I've been through this before? And why can I barely move?
Ah, that is merely the first part of my revenge, She-Hulk. As we reminisced about old times, I was using my mental power to slowly and subtly sap your will.
Hey, dream on, Xemnu. Yeah, doesn't she have power will or something? She angry? In case you've forgotten, this happens to be a Marvel comic, and that means I can always count on good old Marvel-style adrenaline surges to blood. Oh, she went down. Again, she went down.
Ha ha ha! You see, She-Hulk, you are powerless. Now let the humiliation begin. First, I shall summon my vessel.
A vessel?
And thus transport you to the planet Exor, the slave market of the galaxy.
No way, you're gonna make her a slave?
There you will be put upon the block, She-Hulk. There you will be handled and examined by scores of would-be buyers.
Who would buy her? What would you buy her for? Just to tow fields, I guess?
But I would make sure you were purchased only by the grossest, the most disgusting of creatures. Stripped of any will of your own, you will become the helpless plaything of this foul brute.
Is any of this really happening?
Compelled to please his every whim with acts of unspeakable degradation.
That's hilarious. Marvel Swimsuit Edition. All right, you got me with that one.
And when he tires of you, Xemnu shall return to make certain he sells you to an even more loathsome monster.
Jesus Christ.
And so thou shall the pattern be repeated, She-Hulk, over and over and over until blong. Ouch.
What the heck? He just went down? What? I don't think so, Xemnu. What? Oh my gosh. Wheezy, what now? I thought you quit this storyline. I did, in protest over the way I felt I was being treated. But while you and Xemnu were filling space with punching and hitting and juvenile male fantasies, I've been in intensive negotiations with the various powers that be. And as you can see, we've come to a mutually satisfying arrangement. Well, you've shed a few pounds, I can see that. Yeah, what did you do, Weight Watchers? But you're still on the heavy side, Wheezy. I thought being made fat was at the center of your dispute with management. Being made a round little butterball. Being, shall we say, pleasingly plump in something else? Wait, what? I don't get it. Pleasingly plump in something else? She got bigger boobs? What? I don't understand. I don't understand that line. This way, I at least get to wear some more fashionable outfits. What? Okay, very nice. But how did you manage to KO Xemnu? I thought I'd take more than pranging him with a spanner to put him down for the count. Well, nobody ever said Big X was invulnerable, Jennifer. When I saw the situation where I figured it was at least worth a try tapping him lightly but firmly on the pointy little noggin. But come on, we're down to the last couple of pages here, and we still haven't done anything about a dramatic setup for next issue. Not to worry, Wheezy. I know just the thing. And just before Spragg started making Nasty Al was about to say something about Razorback, something that had all the earmarks of a subplot to me.
Well, you may be right there, She-Hulk. See, last I heard of Buford and Terran, they were running on Big Pig through the coal sack sector. Terran called in to tell us they'd picked up some kind of odd transmission in the hyperwaves. And then all of a sudden she was cut off. We were trying to reestablish contact with Spragg attacked.
And that was the last you heard of them? That's right, She-Hulk. Papa, US-wide load. Retread, what's got your cables in a knot?
I just had my ears on the listening to subspace chatter, and I'm sure I picked up a bounce back transmission from the Big Pig.
A bounce back? Oh my god. It's a way of sending an emergency signal by transmitting a tight beam in the opposite direction from where you want to go and hoping it'll be bounced back to where you want it to be received. But it's only used if you're trying to disguise either your location or the point you're sending to. What was the message, Reread? Oh my god. I'm not sure. I was pretty weak and garbled. But it sounded to me like Terran saying her and Razorback have been captured by an asparagus people. What the fuck? What? Oh man, Chris Claremont isn't gonna like this one. Next issue. The rightest Razorback Terran O'Connor scrolls ovoids asparagus people, and if we don't run out of space, even a surprise guest star incognito in 30. They tried to use She-Hulk's giant green boobs to sell this comic, but it didn't work. And you know what? I kind of get why it doesn't work. I kind of get it. But that was her final clash with Xemnu. After this, Xemnu would learn his lesson and choose no longer to try and mate or, I guess, do battle with She-Hulk. Or it was hard to tell. Did he want to mate with her because he thought that she was beautiful, or he wanted to do battle with her? His plan was like kind of both. It was weird. He just punched her. In the end, Xemnu just got frustrated and punched her. I think at this point in his career, he's pretty frustrated by all of his failures. So that makes sense. Anyway, I kind of see why John Byrne's She-Hulk didn't go anywhere. I guess nobody believed in it or something. I don't know. Nobody was buying it. He's fighting with management. I mean, it's cool, but sometimes it doesn't take itself seriously enough, and it has you sort of rolling your eyes, and you're just like, oh my god, I can't believe they did that. On the one hand, it's really funny, but on the other hand, it's like, what? It makes you feel a little bit cheap and a little bit cheated. And like She-Hulk's attractive, voluptuous body isn't enough to make up for the fact that you might feel cheated reading a comic book with such a lackluster story. Like, who do they think we are? We're nerds, but we're not gonna fall for like a seductive drawing of a woman, you know? Then again, she did make it like 40 something issues in, so what do I know? I'm just an idiot. Anyway, that's it for this. She-Hulk is no longer fighting Xemnu. So if you liked reading this comic with me and you want to read more comics with me, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, nerds, stay heroic.